The composer enters, a man with wild hair and wilder eyebrows. He stares at the wall, the blankness giving him a quiet misery. From his pocket, he withdraws a piece of chalk and draws the 5 lines of the music staff. He exits, murmuring unintelligibly. An unfinished canvas leans on the wall. A long table piled with papers and electrical contraptions. The painter is sleeping. Susan enters.
How sad that our eyes must close.
Susan, it's you.
Did I wake you?
It's good you did. I must get back to work anyhow.
Such dark circles. A little rest is no sin. All work and no play makes Jack a dull boy.
Leave that be. You're messing up the order.
Order? In this madness? Is my beetle grumpy from his nap? I'll leave you to your work. Tea?
Much appreciated.
He begins to work. Susan stares at the unfinished canvas. She looks back at him, then exits. He slowly falls asleep.
Susan! Susan!
Panicked, he runs after her. Susan enters from the opposite side she left, holding a steaming cup of tea. She puts it on the table and picks up the contraption.
How terrible is that bright smile.
Where did you go?
Tea.
That's very sensitive equipment. Don't touch it. Please.
Well, I was only curious. You've been slaving away at it for months. I don't know at all what it is.
You wouldn't understand.
You should finish that painting. A shame to leave it half done, covered in dust, neglected, alone. And only you can finish it.
He starts to fall asleep again. She finds a paintbrush and teasingly tickles his neck with it. He swats away. She keeps tickling him until he finally wakes up.
Ah, Susan, enough!
I've signed on your neck. You're forever mine.
What? Where?
Shall I sign on your arm now?
He chases after her. He bumps into a corner and spills the tea on his papers and the contraption.
Oh, Sam,
It's fine. I bumped into the table, and I asked for the tea. May I have another cup?
Of course.
Thank you.
As he starts to clean up, he throws away the paintbrush and it clatters across the floor as Susan returns with a fresh cup. He collapses into a chair with his face in his hands, a picture of fatigue.
He never liked painting people. His talent lies in the way he painted the skies and the clouds. Vastness was his forte, not the bound flesh around a skeleton. But look, his eyes haven't seen the sky for days.
Oh, thank you, dear.
Why don't we take a walk? A little break would do the brain some good.
No, I don't have time. I'm sorry.
You've all the time in the world.
There's never any time.
Let's take a walk together for old time's sake.
I have to finish this.
Samuel, are you still mad?
Okay, just let me finish.
Samuel!
You pest! Mad? Mad! Who do you think I'm slaving away for, and you dare call me mad? I am mad. I'm furious!
Let go, Sam. I can't. Please, I can't breathe.
He releases her.
Susan, forgive me?
Of course.
What?
It's what you want, isn't it?
Yes, but
Was it too unrealistic? But that's your image of me.
I don't understand.
You're so selfish. I forgive you, Samuel. Come to me, like old times.
He lies down, placing his head in her lap.
So incredibly selfish. I miss this. This peace and quiet, just the two of us. Do you miss it too? Is it eating you inside, Sam? But you can't stop feeding into it, can you? It's human nature, I suppose. We never fall in love with who's in front of us, just the faraway dream. The knock is more seductive than the open door.
I don't understand. One day you're here, breathing, and the next, you're just a body.
Believe it's called mortality. Well, doing time isn't so awful, is it, though?
Is this a get one half off type deal?
Oh, the housewife's favorite, a bargain deal. I'll nag at you if you miss it so much, incessantly, just like before. You've left my spotless house a mess, and there's nothing in the pantry because you haven't gone to the grocer's in God knows how long. The mailbox is overflowing, and the gardener hasn't been called, so the outside hedges are a mess. What will the neighbors think?
Insufferable place.
Oh, you're insufferable.
I'm lonely. It's lonely.
We were always lonely, Samuel. Even in marriage. There's always a rift between husband and wife. No, between man and man. Because we've sacrificed a part of ourselves to make room for the other, so that two become one. The silences, the unsaid thank yous, and the unsaid sorries pile up. You were never not lonely. We humans never are. It's just easier to endure the loneliness with someone else than it is alone.
Thank you for being here. Even afterwards.
Stupid, selfish, insufferable Samuel. I lied. It's awful, horrible. Let me go.
Susan, what are you?
You've trapped me inside your sick mind, and I'm going mad.
But this is for you.
What? That useless thing?
We'll save you.
Sam, please, I'm tired of this.
It will save us.
She walks to the canvas and stares at it.
Will you ever finish this painting?
I hate that painting.
Finish the portrait, Samuel.
No.
Samuel.
Susan. Come here, please. Let's start this over again. Look, I'll sleep here and wait for you to enter again, yes?
You won't finish it.
I can't finish it.
Rather, you won't finish it.
I don't have the time.
Oh, we both know that's a lie. You have all the time now. I see.
She walks over to the table. She raises the canvas above her head and slams it down, shattering the contraption.
How much worse that our hands grip?
Stop!
Can't I be selfish too?
Susan, what have you done?
If I can't win, you can't either. Can you really start over again this time? After this? I dare you. We're so cruel to each other.
She puts the canvas back in its original place and exits with a cup of tea. He sits, looking at the broken pieces.
It'll work.
He resumes his sleeping position from the beginning. Susan enters with the same cup of tea in her hand, her face stony. The composer enters from the opposite side.
How sad that our eyes must close. We long to regain the times lost when they blink and shut. How terrible is that bright smile. We need a quieter charm for peace and harmony. But how much worse that our hands grip. We clutch for greed when our hands must simply open. I want to save him. Can I save him?
The composer meets her, takes from his pocket a piece of chalk, breaks off a bit of his chalk, and drops it in the teacup.
Nothing is more intolerable than to have to admit to yourself your own errors.
She walks over to the painter and places the tea on the table. She picks up 2 broken pieces and puts them together. He stirs.
Oh, Susan, it's you.
And we can't bear being the only one hurt, can we?
What are you talking about?
I hated you.
This isn't what we agreed on.
We agreed on a lot of things that didn't happen, Samuel. It's human nature. Regretting what we should have said, what we should have done. You know exactly what I'm talking about. You've been horrified to hear it from me, from your own mind.
Quiet! And get out.
You weren't there when it was my only wish, my last dying wish, and you still didn't make it. Because it wasn't my father, my mother, or my sister I needed, but my husband, and you didn't make it.
He tries to reconstruct his contraption, his broken miracle.
I could have saved you with this. With this, the moment you broke into your fever, I would have known and ran to you instead of ignorantly painting Lafayette. I remember every second of that trip. I never felt so far away. Never thought Washington and New Haven were so far. Fine, I was too late. But can you imagine what I came home to? To your funeral, coffin already closed? I can't endure this without you.
Susan enters from the other side, cleaning up the mess of their scene, restoring the room's original state. The canvas, unbroken, leans on the wall once more, and the contraption is fixed. She kisses him on the head tenderly. And Susan exits. He wipes his eyes and opens the door. The assistant rushes in, newspaper in hand.
Have you seen this, Samuel? The thieves. They're claiming that they've created our telegraph years before us. They're filthy liars. But we have the law on our side. And when we finish our code, we'll shove the patent in there. What's wrong?
I couldn't sleep last night.
You look pale as a ghost.
I'm just feeling a little off today.
Well, get some sleep. Don't lose your head over this, my friend. We have it in the bag. How's the work going along?
Fortunately, I've come to a huge setback.
What?
In my clumsiness, I broke the what?
Perhaps a good night's sleep will fix you. And goodness, this home is in need of a woman's touch. What is all this mess?
But it was...
It was brilliant, Samuel. Was this why you were burning the midnight oil?
What?
It's so much simpler than the reference book to the words. Just dots and dashes for the alphabet. Ingenious. How did you think of this? Can I try? So you just roll in the paper here and just press here to make either the dot or the dash. Let me see that legend for the letters. Amazing. We'll have to test it out, see the distance and speed, but this is much better than before. Sorry, Samuel. I'm just rambling. Did you want to... Samuel? You should sit down. You look like you're going to collapse. There's a good man. Let me run out and fetch some food. Here, there's some tea. I'll be back soon.
He exits. The painter stares at the work in front of him, somehow completed. He sips absent-mindedly at the tea and coughs. He spits out the piece of chalk. Susan enters.
Congratulations. You've changed the world. Did you really think that by creating that thing,
A telegram?
did you really think that no matter how ingenious it is, that it could have saved me?
You think me a fool if I said yes?
Perhaps, instead of trying to save each other, we should have tried to save us together.
Always too late, aren't I?
Perpetually late.
And I'm late to realize this too. Goodbye, Susan.
You really ought to finish that painting.
Of course, you can't leave without nagging me, can you?
He opens the door for her and she exits. He arranges the mess on the table with a newfound calm. He finds the paintbrush and weighs it in his hands. He goes to the wall and with the chalk draws the first note, full of energy and flourish. He looks at the canvas, determined.